Shawn B is a dude from out west where he believes that any train on the tracks in his neighborhood are stalking him and his neighbors. I think Shawn is one of the schizos paranoid that someone will find his child porn stash. The trains that operate by his shithole of a neighborhood are trains of the Union Pacific, or what he calls the
Union Pacific shitbags from the Union Pathetic.
Shawn has been harassing the railroad for quite a bit, as his entire channel consists of yelling at trains, calling them
just like the harassing pieces of shit that they are. Fucking punk little bitches who sit in trains and spy in people's second-story bedroom windows. That's what he's doing right now. Watching the 8 p.m. pervert harassing my neighborhood. I started uploading the video of him peeping on my neighbors, so we moved down to 6th Avenue. Some punk-ass little bitch driving it.
Part 1. Shawn's total retardation. Shawn believes that every train that goes past his house is stalking him and his precious neighbors of his shitty little neighborhood.
We're gonna take a covert look at the piece of shit known as the 8 p.m. pervert. And the Union Pathetic Railroad abuses their federal jurisdiction to let this piece of shit get away with stalking and harassing and sexually harassing me and my fucking neighbors. And look who it is. Same stalking piece of shit now parked right outside my fucking front door.
Part 2. Aggressive police interaction. Shawn has a very aggressive attitude towards the railroad, and this is clear when the police came to his house and talked to him after being reported to local PD by the Union Pacific.
Hi, Shawn.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, because you're complaining about a train that's driving.
He does this no, he's not driving through. He's sitting right here next to my neighbor's house every single night at 8 p.m. I've called the Union Pacific about it a number of times.
What would you like them to do, man?
What do you mean? He can back up to 9th Avenue and he's not going to be bothering anybody. That's 2 blocks away.
They're offloading stuff right here.
No, they're not. They're not offloading stuff when they're parked right in front of my house. How is that even physically possible?
It's a train, so there's going to be numerous cars that are attached to the train, right?
It doesn't matter if the train is 3 blocks long or 2 miles long. Like I said, I would like them to stop on 9th Avenue where they're not in the middle of a residential neighborhood.
And here's the deal: is you bought a house that's right next to
I did not buy a house that was right here. And if you want to bring that up, those tracks were meant for carrying passenger trains. That's why people built houses down here. They weren't carrying overloaded freight trains on these tracks back when they were built. They should have been pulled back in 1973 when the Union Pacific stopped hauling passengers, and they didn't do that. They've been operating on these tracks illegally pretty much for a long time because they're exceeding the weight capacity on these things. I got over 300 videos online of it.
For you,
why can't they back up
then
2
I would
blocks?
recommend that you move, and so you don't have to deal with this.
That's not the solution. This is intolerable. If I call them one time and they decide to hang up on me because they know who I am, I have to give up, or otherwise you're going to arrest me.
Because you're complaining about the same thing that they cannot fix.
They can fix it.
No,
they can back up 2 goddamn blocks.
So
Explain why can't they do that?
What do you expect them to do when they need to go down to the fucking train station right here?
I expect them to wait down at 9th Avenue until that light turns green, and then they can fucking go.
That's not how it works, man.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Then how about you apply for the railroad company and you change it?
That is stupid.
No, I'm giving you options. You're just too big of a wuss to do it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm a wuss. I'm a fucking submariner. Don't call me a wuss.
You're too righteous to go apply for the train company.
Yeah.
So
you see that? Honking right there?
Yeah, because he's notifying people that could potentially be driving.
They do that.
You clearly have no idea what you're
blind.
It seems basic railroading is non-existent in his little world.
Blind.
No, they do that at every intersection, man.
I know they do that at every intersection, but he doesn't do the little
That's their job.
This is not harassment. When he's sitting out here right in front of my house every single night for 2 goddamn weeks straight, 5 or 6 hours at a time, last Memorial weekend, that's harassment.
Needless to say, Shawn is a pussy bitch, but has made some pretty significant threats to the safety of railroad workers.
But guess what? The law isn't going to be able to protect you when you're walking around town in that fucking glow-in-the-dark vest, is it? There's going to be repercussions one way or another, you stupid motherfuckers. So yeah, why don't you and all the rest of the shitbags down at the Union Pacific Railroad who got a fucking problem with me, why don't you come down here? I'm nice and cranky because I've been awake for 2 days now. Let's see what happens, you piece of shit. Same worthless, fat fucking waste of life who is someday gonna get a fucking life beat out of him. I'm starting to wonder if those windows on his cab are bulletproof.
Shawn also likes to yell and harass the employees.
Hey, is there a reason you're blocking the street? Is there a reason you're blocking the street? Yeah, you can't back up 10 feet, huh? No, just impossible, necessary to railroad operations to block a street like this? No, you can move it back 5 feet. That's perfectly possible. I see you backing up in front of my house all the time. I know you can do it. All right, so yeah, go ahead and laugh and smile in this. Yeah, you're gonna be on the internet. Yeah, oh, don't worry, I'm gonna complain about you too. No, you can back up 10 feet. You have no business being here. Why are you here? What are you picking up, huh? What are you picking up? No, they weren't. My house was built in 1900, and the Rock Island Railroad built these railroad tracks. So you don't know what you're talking about. No. Get out of my neighborhood. How's that sound? You got no reason to be here. Get out of my neighborhood. Have you seen the condition of the railroad tracks? It's because people like you are sitting here on the tracks all day long for no reason. That's why all these tracks are torn up. Any given day now, you're gonna have a derailment, and I'm gonna have you on the internet laughing your ass off at me. How's that sound? Hey, did you want to say something? Is that why you're stopping in front of my house? Huh? Did you want to say something? I got the camera rolling. You'll be a fucking star. Here I am. Here I am, right here on my fucking property.
Finale. Best comments I've seen regarding Sir Shawn Bitch Tits.
We're